The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and verse number 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Elohim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Mashiach Barakatai. The Most High, Yahweh Shah, said, wait upon him, Israel. Wait upon him, Israel. Wait upon Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Yasharallah. Wait upon Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Yasharallah. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans with Indian, Taino Negro descent by the pedigree by your seed or your fathers. The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And where we've been scattered in the four corners of the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Shah Mashiach said, wait on him. This is a Meekservants read-along. And I want to start off by saying I give all honor and glory to Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, Barakatai, the Howard for the Rakak Quadash, the Howard for our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaquab, the Howard for the house of King David, the third temple that's being built here in the daughter of Babylon, and where we've been scattered in the four corners of the four winds of the earth. The Howard for the elect men that's out there in the highways and the byways doing this work in sincerity and in truth, presenting their body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach Barakatai. Barakatai. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Elohim, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, until the day that I rise up to the prey. And the prey is Esau Edom. And the prey is these heathens, Moab, Ham, Cush, Tyre, Zidon, Elon, Japhet, 2/3 of you Hebrew Israelite, Ammon, so forth and so on, Yasharallah. He said, my determination. So the Most High is determined. You see, he said, my determination is to gather the nations. And the nations are talking about Yasharallah, because we've been scattered amongst every nation upon the face of the earth. That I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation. So arming yourself, Yasharallah, that's not waiting upon Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Our job is to go out there and prophesy the downfall of Esau Edom. Not to possess weapons, not to get weapons, not to get carnal. Our job is to prophesy the downfall of Esau Edom, these heathens, and 2/3 of Yasharallah. Our job is to prophesy and blow the trumpet and sound the alarm in Zion. That's our job. Our job is to wait for Yahweh Shai of Mashiach Barakatah. Therefore, wait ye upon me, said the Elohim Yahweh Bashem Shai, until the day that I rise, that I climb up to the prey, Esau Edom, and he's Edom. For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. You see? For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire. You see? With the fire. You see? With the fire. That third war, World War III, these ICBM nuclear missiles, with the fire of my what? Of his jealousy. Zephaniah 1 and 18. Neither their silver, what the Most High say, neither their silver, you see, nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Elohim's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a what? A speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. All you got to do is wait for Yahweh Shah Mashiach. All you got to do is wait for Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Yashavala, to raise up to the prey, to raise up to the prey. All you got to do is wait, Yasharala, Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were in the Taino nigger descent, and where we've been scattered at in the four corners, the four winds of the earth, right? All you got to do is wait. The Most High said, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. Every one of them shall go into captivity, Yasharallah. Thus said Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shalom Mashiach. And they that what? Spoil thee, spoil who? Israel, Yasharallah, shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. The Most High said, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of what? Of thy wounds. You see? Said the Elohim, because they called thee an outcast. What they call Israel? An outcast. What they call the so-called African Americans? An outcast. What they call the so-called Jamaicans? An outcast. The so-called West Indies? An outcast. The so-called Boniquas, the Puerto Ricans? An outcast. The so-called Haitians? An outcast. The so-called Mexicans? An outcast. The so-called native Indians are outcasts. The so-called Cubans with West Indian Taino Negro descent by the pedigree of their father, an outcast. The so-called Dominicans, an outcast. You see? The so-called Guatemalan, an outcast. So forth and so on. Saying this is Zion, saying this is Yasharallah, this is Zion, that monument whom no man seeketh after. Thus said the Elohim, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Yaakov's tent, and have mercy on his dwelling place. The Most High gonna have mercy on Jacob. He gonna have mercy on the 12 tribes. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. Because this new heaven, this new earth, the new Jerusalem, the new Yasha that the Most High got prepared for Yasharallah is going to be for what? Eternity. The Most High finna restore us, Yasharallah. He's restoring us now by building the house of David. The third tabernacle, the third temple of the house of David is being built right before your very eyes. Right before your very eyes. Amos 9 and 11, I believe. The Most High said, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. That's what Jeremiah just said, Jeremiah 30 and 18. He said that they may possess the remnant. And why is the remnant? Because the rest of these Edomites going to get burnt the hell up in World War III. They ain't going to make it. But the remnant that make it through the blast of World War III, because they was in the dens and the caves, and all of the heathen which are called by my name, said the Elohim, that doeth this. You see, this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Barakathah. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 67. Let's start at 68. Luke 1:68. Blessed be the Elohim Yahweh of Yasharallah. He's only the God of Israel. He's only the Elohim of Yasharallah of Mount Zion. For he had what? Visited and redeemed his people, the elect, the house of David. You see? The 144,000. And had raised up what? A horn of salvation for us, Yasharallah, in the house of his servant David. You see? In his house, his servant David, King David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. That's what we bringing out, Yasharallah. Which have been since the world began. That we should what? Be saved from our enemies. This was salvation all about. You got church people talking about they say they don't know what they saved from. Salvation is being saved from your enemies, being saved from the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, Esau, Edom, and these heathens, and 2/3 of you wicked Israelites. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. The Most High say to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to remember his holy covenant. The oath which he sware to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we being delivered out of the hands of our enemies. Our enemies. We were sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave man, slave woman, and no one would redeem us but Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Let's get that. We're going to come back to Luke. We're going to come back to Luke, but let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. The Most High say, and the Elohim shall bring thee into Egypt, into America, into the house of bondage, into America, into the house of bondage. The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. The Most High say, I am the Elohim thy Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Mashabarakah, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is the house of bondage. So Egypt is the house of bondage. Egypt is the house of bondage. Egypt is the house of bondage, the house of slavery, the house of captivity, the land of the north, the USA. USA is spiritual Egypt, Yasharallah. We built this city. We built this city. The slave free labor. We built this city. The so-called blacks, the so-called Negroes, the so-called colors, the so-called Native Indians, the Aborigines, the indigenous people, the 10 tribes of Yasharallah, the so-called Mexican. We built this city, Yasharallah, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. The great city is the good old USA, which spiritually is called Sodom. Sodom, alphabet agenda, and Egypt, the house of bondage. The house of bondage, where also our Elohim, Yahweh Shemashah, was crucified. You see? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Elohim shall bring thee into the house of bondage, into slavery, into captivity again with ships. Atlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade with ships. Atlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan slave trade with ships. Atlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan slave trade with ships, cargo slave ships that the Rothschild finance. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, that Esau finance. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We wouldn't see it no more again, Israel. No more again, Israel. Let's see what I'm looking for. Let's see. We wouldn't see it no more again, Israel. I hope you're getting it. What I'm looking for. Something I want here. I came to Galatians for some reason. Let's see. I came to Galatians. There's something I want in Galatians. What I wanted. Let's see. Let's see. That's what I want. Galatians 4:26. You see? But Jerusalem, but Yashlam, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. You see? Jerusalem, our homeland, is Jerusalem. The Most High say, we wouldn't see it no more again. Not as a nation. Not as a nation. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemy. We were sold to Mr. Johnson. We were sold to Mr. Smith. We were sold to Mr. Thomas. We were so to Mr. Sanders. You see, can't make this up, Yasharella. That's your enemies. For bond men and bond women. And no man shall buy you. No one would redeem us from the captivity. Only Yahweh Shai can redeem us through his blood. He purchased us through his blood. Yasharallah. Only Yahweh Shai can redeem us. He visited his people, you see, and raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, you see, which have been since the world began. His prophets always been there. His elect always been with him. The house of David always been with Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatah. The Howard for the Shabbats. And Yahweh Shai is the Shabbat. He's the Elohim of the Shabbat. The Howard for the Shabbats and the new moons. And the high holy days. Yahweh Shai is our Passat. He's our atonement. That we should be saved from our enemy. You should be sold for bond men and bond women, and no one should redeem you but Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, who's a so-called black man. And from the hand, this is what being saved is all about. And from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers Israel, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he has swear to our father Abraham, you see, that he would grant unto us that we be delivered out of the hand of our enemies here in the land of the north, and where the remnant of us been scattered in the four corners of the earth might serve him without fear. We can serve our power without fear. You see? Ain't worrying about what they got scheming, what they got cooking in the kitchen. Our enemies. In holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. You see? That's what's going on, y'all. That's why it's time to wake the hell on up. That's why it's time to wake the hell on up, Yasharala, because you ain't got no more time. You ain't got no time. It's time to present your body a living sacrifice. I don't know what you're waiting on. Romans 12:1. Apostle Paul say, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Elohim Yahweh Bashem Shai, that ye present your bodies, what? A living sacrifice. A living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is what? Which is your reasonable service. That's the least you can do, Yasharala. That's your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world. Why you want to be conformed to the world of Esau? Why you want to be conformed to the ways of Esau? You ain't gonna make it. And be not conformed to this world, the Most High say. Talk about Esau world. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You see, it's time to renew your mind. It's time to cleanse your hands. You see, it's time to cleanse your mind, Yasharala, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Shai. For I say, through the grace given, because grace, we should all be put to death. We don't deserve grace, Yasharala. It's time to get it right. But Yahweh Shai, by his love and his mercy toward Yasharala, toward Mount Zion, you see? You see? For I say, through the grace given unto me, Apostle Paul, say, to every man that is among you not to think of himself more highly. If you in this truth, don't think of yourself more highly than the next Ak, the next Akim, you see? Not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly. You better be sober. You gotta be sober in this truth. You gotta be meek in this truth. You gotta be vigilant in this truth. You gotta be circumspect in this truth. You see? According as Yahweh had dealt to every man the measure of his fate, of your fate, Yasharallah, of your fate. Okay? Because what? Time is up. What? Time is up, Yasharallah. Time is up, man. Let's go back to Romans since I'm saying time is up. Let's go back to the book of Romans because time is up. It really truly is. Romans 13 and 11. And knowing, and that Salaka, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. You see? For now it's our salvation. That go that word salvation. It's nearer than when we believe. You see? The Most High said the night is far spent. The day is at hand, Israel. Yasharallah. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. It's time to put your wicked works to the side. It's time to leave off all evil. Anything that look evil, it's time to get rid of it. Let's get that. Let's go to the book of Ephesians. Let's go to the book of Ephesians right quick. Chapter 5 and verse 21. The Most High say, let's see what I want. Ephesians, I want Ephesians. What I want, let's see. The precept I want. And Ephesians. Let's see. Not Ephesians, that's not what I wanted. Salaki Yasharallah. It's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21 I want. 22. The Most High said, abstain from all appearance of evil. You see? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21. Abstain from all appearance of evil. If you participating with Halloween, well, that's evil. That's evil, Israel. If you still willing and dealing with these pagan ways and pagan days, that's evil, Israel. That's not putting off the works of darkness. The Most High said in Romans 13 and 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand, meaning the righteousness is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on what the armor of light. This is true. The light is what? The law, such commandments, and judgment. Proverbs 6:23. That's the light. That's the light. That's the light. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. What the Most High say? For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. And what? And reprove of instruction or the way of life, Yasharallah. That's what's going on. I hope that this Meekservants read along with edification and exaltation. Shalom.